are you guys doing? Well, this is an example of a watch snob keeps their yard. Watch snob doesn't spend any money they don't have to. So watch snob saves for luxury watches, especially Rolex. They like Rolex watches, and they're very expensive Rolex watches, so they save every cent they can save for Rolex. But a watch snob, they'll run down watches like Invicta and some other cheap brands like Schemy and other brands like that, very cheap watches. They'll run them down because they got to justify paying all that money for a Rolex, right? So they'll run down Schemy and stuff like that, and they'll say, oh, Invicta watches are so big and stuff. Oh, well, these watch snobs, some of them are big themselves, so I don't know what they're talking about. But who knows, right? But watch snob, they won't even go to a food court or nothing. They won't spend any money on a date or nothing. They're just watch snobs. They won't spend a dime on anything. They're cheap. They buy secondhand cars. They're just cheap, miserable people, right? So if they can save $1 by not cutting their grass, they will. Now, they might not get away with this through bylaws and stuff about lawns and all that, but if they can, they'll try it. And they don't care. Like, long grass can be a fire hazard, but they don't think about that. They just think about saving money, right? Because they're trying to be big shots, but they can't really afford to. So they're saving their money. If these watches weren't investment watches, they wouldn't even bother with them at all. They wouldn't bother with that. But that's like money in the bank to them, right? These guys will live like they don't have 2 cents to rub together. They won't buy a newspaper. They won't buy a new car. They just save money like crazy. So they go on YouTube. And they'll do videos. Oh, they'll say, oh, look at this Invicta watch. Who buys that? Who buys that big monstrosity of a watch? Well, obviously somebody's buying them because they're pretty popular. Bet you more people are buying their Invicta watches than are Rolex. Because at least it's a common watch that most people can afford. But they don't see it that way. They just see it running down. But these watch snobs, they always have something to say about Invicta. That's always one they like to target because people like Invicta watches. They'll see these Invicta watches like with this, it's like a plastic coating on them that has all these different colors and designs on them. You've seen them. They're a big watch and they got all these colors on. They're very nice watches, actually. They'll say, oh, who buys that? Well, lots of people buy them. People don't care about you guys. They don't really care about what you think, except for other watch snobs. But one thing I'll tell you about watch snobs are actually watch shills. Same thing. Watch snob, watch shill, pretty well the same thing from what I've always experienced. Not too much difference between a watch snob and a watch shill. A watch shill, they will shill these watches. They would never wear them in a million years, but they'll shill them in order to save for Rolex or other investment type watches, right? So they try to save by shilling watches. And shilling watches, I can't see anything proud about doing that. Kind of a stupid thing if you ask me. Shilling watches, pretty stupid actually. Pretty idiotic when you think about it. But if watch shills can get away with it, they'd have a lawn just like this. Some of them do live in the boondocks, so they may be able to get a lawn like this, but this is like a watch shill's lawn, you guys. Good example. So thank you for your time, you guys. We'll talk again soon.